I'm calling the police on you right now. That's what my new HOA Karen screeched at my wife the very day she finally moved home. Her fingers already jabbing her phone, dialing 911 like she's calling in a nuclear launch. Suspicious military vehicle, possible stolen valor, she reported, her voice oozing with the smug satisfaction of a hall monitor who just caught someone chewing gum in class. Within an hour, 2 squad cars were parked at our curb because our neighborhood dictator wanted to make an example out of the new couple on the block. Only thing is, she had no idea who she'd just accused of fraud. You ever witness a human face turn from pure victory to absolute panic in the space of 5 seconds? I have. Because when my wife Morgan calmly pulled out her ID and held it up for all the world to see, you could practically hear the record scratch. The game changed in an instant, and honestly, part of me almost felt bad for Victoria. Almost. Let me back up a sec. After 2 years of long-distance marriage, video calls, airport reunions, empty side of the bed every night, Morgan was finally coming home for good. I'd spent days prepping our place, cleaning everything, until it sparkled, lining up fresh flowers, a goofy welcome home banner on the porch, all that. You know the works. The neighborhood was dead quiet. Sunshine the works. I really thought this was going to be the happiest day of my life. What I didn't realize was that there was a storm brewing 3 doors down, and it was about to hit us head on. Her name was Victoria Palmer, middle-aged, pink bathrobe, that permanent smells like trouble look, and she'd somehow convinced herself she was the gatekeeper for Pinewood Drive. The second she spotted that olive-green military truck rolling up, she moved like a shark, smelling blood barreling out her door, snapping pictures, texting in the group chat, military invasion on Pinewood, everyone. Possible fraud. She wasn't just playing compliance officer, she was running a one-woman sting operation all before breakfast. Morgan climbed out of the truck like she belonged on a recruitment poster. Tall, athletic, straight-backed from 8 years of Army life, she moved with purpose. Still, I could see those old deployment habits, eyes always scanning, alert for any sign of trouble, even in the middle of suburbia. I thought I'd seen vigilance, but this was another level. Turns out it was about to come in real handy. Victoria made her grand entrance, striding across the lawn, eyes fixed on us like she was about to break up a drug deal, clipboard at the ready. Excuse me, I'm Victoria Palmer, HOA Compliance Officer. That vehicle is in violation of Section 3B. No commercial vehicles over 30 minutes. No hello, no welcome to the neighborhood. Just pure attack mode right out the gate. I tried to explain, ma'am, my wife's just moving her things from the base. But Victoria just shut me down cold. I don't care who she claims to be. Rules are rules. Then, in a voice loud enough for every neighbor within earshot, I've checked military records. There's no one registered at this address. You could practically see her puff up like she just won the argument before it even started. Morgan, though, just watched her like she was an odd insect, calm, almost amused. Didn't say a word, just let Victoria keep digging her own hole. That silence seemed to freak Victoria out more than anything else. She started boasting about her track record, 23 successful violations this year, drove out the Johnsons and the Garcias, single-handedly preserved property values. I am the law here, she said, right as more neighbors started peeking out their windows, drawn by the commotion. The real kicker came when she announced for everyone to hear, tomorrow morning I'm calling the police. We'll see how fake your military story is. That's when Morgan finally spoke, steady and low. Ma'am, do you know what real authority looks like? Victoria just rolled her eyes, confident she was about to win again. As she stomped off, Morgan pulled out her phone and snapped a photo, Victoria red-faced and pointing, immortalized mid-rant. Evidence, sweetheart. Always collect evidence, Morgan said, as cool as you please. And I knew right then this was a battle, not a one-round fight. Sure enough, sunrise found Victoria pacing her porch in full theater mode, voice echoing across the street as she called 911. The tax office, the fire department, hell. She probably tried NASA just to see who would listen. She started canvassing the neighborhood, warning everyone about dangerous military people with PTSD, planting the kind of rumors that sprout up fast in tight suburban soil. Neighbors started giving us side-eye crossing the street, whispering behind their hands. It got uglier. Next, Victoria turned digital, posting photos of our truck on every app, accusing us of being con artists, stolen valor, potential terrorists. Fake military family threatening the neighborhood, she wrote. It was psychological warfare, and if I'm being honest, it started to work. I felt like a criminal in my own house. But Morgan, she just kept her head, documenting everything. Then came the cavalry, 2 squad cars, lights flashing but sirens off, rolling up like a bad sitcom. The whole neighborhood was out by then. Victoria did her Oscar-winning officer, "Thank God you're here" performance, painted us as dangerous frauds, pushed her narrative so hard you could almost believe it if you didn't know better. But Chief Martinez, seen it all, tired eyes, handled it like a pro. "Ma'am, we'll need to check IDs." Victoria was vibrating with anticipation. Morgan reached for her wallet, moving slow, deliberate, all eyes locked on her, then flipped out her military ID, the silver eagle shining in the morning sun. Colonel Morgan Swift, United States Army. The street went silent. You could feel Victoria's world tilt, her face draining of color, jaw slack, as Martinez and his partner snapped to attention and saluted. Officer Thompson even whispered, "Should we file a report for false emergency calls?" "Chief," the crowd started murmuring. Victoria called the cops on a colonel. "Is she out of her mind?" Victoria tried to backpedal, muttering about fake IDs and military people can lie too, but it was over. Martinez shut her down. "This is legitimate federal identification. I strongly suggest you reconsider." The neighbor's mood turned in a heartbeat. Victoria had gone from top dog to total laughingstock in under a minute. I wish I could say that was the end of it. But people like Victoria, they don't quit. For 3 days, her house was quiet, curtains drawn, no patrols. It almost felt worse than before, like the calm before the next storm. And sure enough, on the 4th day, the violations started rolling in. Noise complaint, Morgan's morning run. Vehicle positioning, my car parked the same way as always. Unauthorized sign, our welcome banner. Hedge height apparently too tall by an inch. It was a barrage of bureaucratic nonsense, each one carrying a fine. Then she got creative. Trash bins out too early, porch light too bright, illegal assembly when the pizza guy dropped off dinner. $850 in fake fines in 2 days. And when she ran out of rules, she just started stalking, following Morgan on her runs, blocking our driveway, letting her dog do its business on our lawn, cranking up music at 1100 p.m. to just under the noise limit. Passive-aggressive notes appeared on our windshield. Neighbors started avoiding us completely. It was psychological warfare, and it wore me down. I started thinking maybe we should just pay up, lay low, move somewhere else. Morgan wouldn't have it. I didn't spend 8 years defending this country to surrender to a suburban dictator. That's when she launched Operation Neighborhood Peace, documenting every single thing Victoria did wrong. Illegally parked car, noise violations, her own trash in our bin. Suddenly, Victoria's hypocrisy was a lot more interesting than her accusations. When the emergency HOA meeting finally happened, Victoria rolled in with her briefcase full of evidence, ready to play martyr and demand our eviction. She presented photos, witness statements, the whole show, her voice trembling just enough to look sincere. But when Morgan stood up calm, collected nothing but a manila folder, she dismantled Victoria's case piece by piece. Video proof of Victoria's violations, faked witness statements, security footage showing Morgan at work during an alleged disturbance, 47 surveillance photos Victoria had taken of us, some on other people's property. The whole room turned. Neighbors started whispering. Board members asked pointed questions. Why are your complaints processed instantly? Mrs. Palmer, while everyone else waits weeks. Morgan laid out the comparison, 18 violations against us, 3 for the rest of the street. Victoria was cornered. She shouted about military intimidation, tried to rush the projector, got blocked by two board members, and when she tried swinging at me, she missed and ended up being physically restrained. Yeah, that happened. The board didn't take long, all fines against us wiped. Victoria fined $500 for abuse of the complaint system and officially warned for harassment. New rules, no more anonymous complaints, no more one-woman show. And as Victoria stormed out, we heard her on the phone, panicked. I need to file a complaint about HOA corruption. What, you need my address? She sounded small for the first time, and honestly, it was beautiful. Weeks passed. Life went back to almost normal, except for one new twist. A moving truck pulled up next to Victoria's place, and out stepped Sophie Martinez, bright, friendly hospital scrubs. She introduced herself, joked about Karen types, and when Victoria started her old tricks violations for gardening abandoned vehicles humming while planting roses, Sophie just smiled, took notes, and waved. Turns out Sophie was Chief Martinez's daughter, and she wasn't just here to make friends, she was here to monitor Victoria. Every time Victoria tried to start trouble, Sophie documented it, filed reports, and called her dad for updates. The hunter was now the hunted. The final scene. Our whole street out for a barbecue, kids playing burgers, grilling laughter, echoing for the first time in months. Everyone came except Victoria. She watched from behind her curtains, powerless, finally realizing she was now the most monitored person on Pinewood Drive. As I looked up, I noticed another moving truck pulling in on our other side. A new neighbor. Maybe, maybe not. But I'll tell you what, Victoria Palmer's days of running this street are over. What do you think, was that real justice, or did we go too far? Tell me in the comments. And hey, while you're at it, share your own wild neighbor stories. You know, you've got a few.